welcome back and thanks for joining us again today in one of the final videos we will be doing sitting at my kitchen table. I know that that's a promise I've been making for quite a while, but I am finally almost done with getting my office cleaned out, and we will have a beautiful white background to work with for, well, every day moving forward. This is our NBA value bin for Monday, March 27th, 2017, brought to you by ResearchFantasy.com, and I'm going to break down to you 3 value plays that could help round out your lineups tonight. I have to make a very big, there has to be an asterisk next to this because it's 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We don't know the status of some of these players, so if these players who the value would gain from missing play, then obviously, you know, we're going to have to revisit our value category tonight. All signs are pointing to these guys sitting out, so we'll see. Some of them don't have a situation where they're that impeded, but nonetheless, want to let you know that right away. Let's start things off with Mindaugus Kuzminikas. Say that name 3 times fast. Small forward from the New York Knicks, 8,400 fantasy draft, 37 FanDuel, 42 on DraftKings. And this is a situation where he absolutely will need Carmelo Anthony to be out. But it's a good matchup against a Detroit Pistons team that is tough defensively, but just not a good basketball team. So this is a game the Knicks could actually stay in. I don't care what the Vegas line is. The Knicks will be on home court, which is always beneficial to any team. So I think that if Carmelo Anthony is out, Kuzminikas will see the minutes. And in 2 games with Carmelo out recently, he's done pretty well. He's come near the 30 fantasy point mark, if I am not mistaken. And really, I would have to assume that at the end of the day, the Knicks want to take a closer look at Mindaugus Kuzminikas as opposed to Lance Thomas, or really even Justin Holiday for that matter. So I think he's rather safe if he is going to start. Doesn't hurt to have a game of 23.2 fantasy points against the Spurs, showing that he's not going to just be a matchup situation. It's going to be, again, and it's an attrition thing. If he's going to see 30-plus minutes on the floor, not a big foul trouble guy. No one really here to give him too many problems in Detroit. It is a slower pace, but I still think that he's a good 23 to 25 point fantasy player that gives you about 6x value, which is what you're looking for. Sure, there's an opportunity he could get up near 30 and have a really good day, but I'm banking more around that 25 point mark. The next play is not really contingent on anyone but himself playing, and he's had trouble doing that over the last few weeks. And it's also a usage issue, but I really like Tyreke Evans of the Sacramento Kings going up against the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Tyreke is 8,800 on Fantasy Draft, 5,500 FanDuel, 4,500 on DraftKings, and that is the price we are closing in on. If you look at his game log, it is absolutely everywhere. In his last 10 games, roughly, he's had 19, 22.3, 27.5, 24, 23, 21, 36, 25, 9, 22, and 13. Obviously, we would have loved those single-digit and low-teen performances earlier on the list, but if he sees 20 to 24 minutes in this game, which has been about what he is getting, then I think there is some merit in looking that direction, especially when I think everybody is going to be looking at Buddy Hield. Tyreke, type of player who can put up 40 fantasy points in just 24 minutes because he can take control of a game like very few basketball players can. He's not as reckless as a guy like Lance Stevenson, who does have similar characteristics in the style of game he can play, where he's kind of like a bowling ball. But ultimately, we just worry about how the usage pans out. But this is primarily a tournament target. I don't think he's going to see a ton of high ownership. So you're going to get someone with a good ceiling rather cheap. The last guy we want to go to is someone I sense that my listeners don't like hearing in my value bargain podcast, video series, whatever you want to call this. And that's Zach Randolph, power forward from the Memphis Grizzlies, 9,800 fantasy draft, 52 FanDuel, 5,000 DraftKings. Got the start for Marc Gasol yesterday. We're not really concerned about whether Randolph is getting starts or not. What we're really concerned about is Randolph getting minutes. He's been around 24, 25 minutes this year. When he goes towards 30, that's when you can start to see that 30-point upside and higher really creep into effect. This is a Sacramento Kings team that really has some good talent in guys like Willie Cauley-Stein, Georges Papagiannis, and my personal favorite, Skal Labissiere. But they're just not really equipped to take care of Zach Randolph at this point in their career. This could end up being a 40-point situation for Randolph if Gasol is out. If not, I still think he's in play in tournaments. He could see himself into a 30-point game there, but we're looking at about 25, but just knowing that the range is 25 to 30, especially in a starting situation, makes him a lock for my tournament lineups tonight. That'll wrap it up. Again, our top 3 value plays are Mindaugus Kuzminikas, Tyreke Evans, and Zach Randolph. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking subscribe below. Head over to researchfantasy.com, sign up for our NBA mailing list, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Research and Win, and join us again tomorrow.